What's going on, folks? My name is Joe, aka J to the OE. Welcome back to my channel. It's been another minute, man. It's been a tough few months. Last month I had COVID, and then a few weeks ago I learned I had a detached retina. I was seeing spots, and I actually been seeing spots for a few months. And I went to the eye doctor. I just thought I needed new glasses. It turns out, nope. I had to go to a specialist, which had to go to another specialist. And it turns out I had a detached retina, man, and had to get emergency eye surgery. And yeah, that was crazy. You know, thank God for painkillers. And yeah, I'm just getting back on my feet. But last week, I actually had the pleasure of seeing my sister-in-law get married up in New Hampshire, and that was really fun, even though sometimes I had the eye patch on. But right close by to the venue as we were going back home was in Weirs Beach, New Hampshire, something called Funspot, which is the world's largest indoor arcade. And yeah, we went, and I thought I'd just show you a little bit of our trip there and a little bit of a tour to Funspot, you know. Before we get started, don't forget to hit like and subscribe. So here's us going in, me, my wife, my 3-year-old. It was kind of cold in New England, and what was cool about Funspot is as soon as you go in, one, you're inundated with all these arcade machines, and two, there's all these historic plaques of really fun classic video games and table arcades. This was 3 levels, by the way. You go on the other side, there's bowling, there's mini golf. My son instantly saw that Space Invaders thing and wanted to get in. And yeah, you just go around and look at all those arcade cabinets. I thought this kind of historic arcade cabinet with Jump Bug, I actually never played that before, but I really enjoyed reading all the signs, and I geek out for this stuff, man. American Classic Arcade Museum. Here's the ColecoVision. I actually had a chance to own this about 10-15 years ago, but I didn't know what to do with it. I wasn't collecting at the time, and my buddy's grandma, he just wanted to give it to me, and I was very sad that I said no. Anyways, we're just getting into this arcade place. This top part, it was all quarter games. 1 quarter for every game. And man, 110 tokens for $20 ain't bad. You know, each row, you had the Atari row. There was a Nintendo row out there. There was also a row full of pinball machines. I mean, man, Taito arcades. You got all these rows. Here is that pinball machine right next to that classic Joust game. Here are all the pinball machines, arcades. I was overwhelmed. You know, me and my wife, we actually... before that story, this is the first game we played, me and my son, which was cool because it was kind of like a ride. So he just kind of wanted to keep doing bank turns, and then he wanted to play Space Invaders with my wife, and so that was really fun. More classic stuff. Now, what was I saying? Yeah, so me and my wife were actually here before, let's say 2019, before we had our son, and we went here, and I basically just spent time playing every single arcade up in here. But this trip was a little bit different because we had a 3-year-old in tow. And so these classic games didn't really speak to him as much as it did to me. Like that Paperboy, man, I just wanted to play it all over again. So I didn't have a lot of time by myself up here because this trip really wasn't for me. I'm trying to instill a love for video games in my son, like I had when I was kind of coming up at his age, except this time Daddy can afford some video games to play. I remember playing Sonic. Somebody gave us Sonic and Sega, and that was the only game we had for 3 years, so I played the mess out of that game. Anyways, this is the middle, and so now we're gonna go downstairs, which is the 2nd level down. And this is where a lot of kind of some kids games where You know, my son really loved this floor. He had a lot to play. In fact, he really loved this kind of spider game, whack-a-mole thing right here. And this actually made me feel like, oh man, I think he's ready for Chuck E. Cheese. What do you think, guys? He loved winning the tickets. He loved just doing all these things. We found an old Superman arcade. It was a 2-player game. One was Superman and the other was I don't know who. And then this is a Frogger game. But he lost because he went into the water, which is confusing because if you think about it, frogs can swim. So what's up with that? You know, the frog don't need no log to get up into that. Frogs should just be able to swim through. Anyways, here are some more arcade cabinets here. We actually ended up playing that Jurassic Park cabinet, but I didn't really want to record. I tried to just do a quick recording because I really wanted to spend more time with my son here, and we had a real blast. There's a lot of things for tickets, getting more and more tickets, and then we ended up wanting to play this 4-player Hot Wheel game, and he ended up playing with every color. And so we just kind of moved around every now and then and just played all the colors, but we only got like 20 tickets per game. And then wouldn't you have it, there's another level. The third level is downstairs, and what's cool is it has this really classic Shoot the Bear arcade, but you weren't allowed to play it, which kind of sucked. But I don't even know if it worked, and I thought this was funny. Shoot the Bear, it's legal, it's fun. Yeah, I don't know if you can get away with that now. Here's the rows and rows of racing games, and we found his favorite game here, which was the Super Mario Kart game, which he loves on the Wii, or on the Switch. So here's me being a Bowser, and I gotta tell you, man, we raced, and I did not win. I did not win. I was second. So we went here. Here's some slots to start teaching kids gambling. And right behind there's my wife's favorite, skee ball. My son, you know, he has some work with his pitches, but that's okay. Here's some of the prizes, which I thought was interesting. That Safari Adventure here. You got Dino Adventure, which both really make sense. And then you got Asian Adventure. And finally, they wanted to get tickets, cash in their tickets, so I got about 20 minutes to myself and looked through some of these arcades, and I found my favorite arcade cabinet, which was Burger Time. And where is it? It should be coming. There it is, Burger Time. And man, I played the mess out of that thing. I loved it. And it was only a quarter. And then here is the Nintendo row. There was Donkey Kong, there's Donkey Kong Jr., Donkey Kong 2, and Pac-Man and all of that. They even had this Play Choice cabinet that I got to play, and it's basically, there's an NES inside, and you could play 12 NES games, and you could pick as you go. I could not leave without playing Hercules, which is supposedly the world's largest pinball machine. And yeah, that was it. That was fun. I had a blast. I'm glad I could take my family to that place. And yeah, have you guys been to Funspot? I feel like arcades are dying out, you know, and this is actually a historic arcade place. I think this is where they had the world record of Pac-Man done. And yeah, so anytime I'm around that area, I always want to visit that place just to play some games and play in the old arcade cabinets. So anyways, what's your favorite arcade, man? I appreciate you stopping by. I'll see you later, or I'll see you another time.